my mouth smells like bacon. We have a new family member. If you cannot notice, this is Biscuit. Yes, Biscuit. She's teething right now. She is a 5.5-month-old Bernese Mountain Dog and Poodle mix and a mini. So she's going to be like 35, 40 pounds. And she's about like 21, 22 pounds right now. And look at how cute. Look at this face. How do you say no to this face? Such a sweet, sweet, sweet dog. So good with Lyric. She actually like herds Lyric around, like if Lyric's not with the group, and she'll go and like nip at his heels and try to get him to come back to where we are. I have huge news to share. And now that the cat's out of the bag, my entire family knows, all my friends know, now it's time to share with you guys, my online community. And that news is that I am moving to Canada. And not just me, Lyric and Lyric's father, Harumi, we are committed to co-parenting together and moving our lives together until Lyric's older. Oh, she got my bacon. No. We actually talked about moving to Canada years ago, like right during the end of the pandemic. Like Harumi was gung-ho, ready to move to Canada, all for the, you know, socioeconomical reasons, but also just we both always had this deep desire that we wanted to leave Hawaii. Hawaii's never felt like the place that we were going to be forever. We absolutely love it. Both of us have been born and raised here, but we always knew that this was not going to be our forever. So we both always been actively keeping that in the back of our minds that we wanted to move away. During the pandemic, at the end of the pandemic, like my job started coming back like full swing here in Hawaii. I got into a relationship and like I sort of put my dream of moving out of Hawaii like on the back burner. I had an epiphany like 6 months ago. I went to England and spent like 4 days in the countryside, and I had this epiphany that like, what the fuck am I doing? Like I'm putting everything else instead of my happiness and my well-being and my family's happiness and my well-being on the back burner just to like stay in the rat race and stay working and stay comfortable and stay safe in Hawaii, even though it's not where I want to be. So I finally got the courage to come back from my trip, and I sat down with Lyric's dad and I said, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to move. Let's do Canada first. I think we're going to end up in Europe because that's all where both of us have like really deep, strong feelings towards moving to now. Harumi is in love with Norway. I'm in love with England. So we're going to have to figure out which chapter we're going to do first. But for now, the easiest place and the easiest way for us to move out of Hawaii is just to move to Canada. For me, I've got citizenship. Harumi can come as Lyric's father. He also can transfer with his job to Canada really easily. I've already transferred with my job to Canada, and I'm doing like both Canada and Hawaii right now. And my mom has a beautiful home that she can shelter us in, and not only can she shelter us in this amazing beautiful home, but she also needs a lot of help. It's a lot for somebody to take care of alone, especially for an older 70-year-old woman to take care of alone. So she ends up having to hire a lot of help, and we want to be able to come there and not only help her with the property, but also be able to live there. And it's so, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful there. We're going to be living on an island off of Vancouver Island, and it's just all nature spread out. It's going to be such an amazing break for us. And that's the sort of vibe that I am leaning towards in everything in my life right now. I want wide open spaces, nature, chickens, cows. I want to cook food all day long for my family. I want to create video content and things that I'm passionate about and inspire people to follow their dreams and something that's really important to them. And we actually have less than 60 days now. We made the decision about 6 months ago, and now it's like right around the corner. But as you can tell, I had to make some really, really big changes in order to facilitate this dream. Some of those big changes were leaving the relationship that I was in, like making sure that that was understood, that we were not going to be going down this path and walking off into the sunset together and getting married and all the things. I had to be true and honest about what I could be in that relationship, and that was that we needed to transition to a very different scenario and a very different friendship. So I left the relationship, got out of that, left the beautiful home that we lived in, a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, like gorgeous home. I sold everything, and when I say everything, I mean, almost everything. Everything that I own at this point is either in storage boxes to be sent on a boat next month, or it's in this tiny 8x8 room that I am renting from a friend. So I went from my own kitchen, my own bathroom, playroom, living room, all the things, to an 8x8 room. And it's not glamorous, but it's incredibly comfortable because I'm in a friend's home. My dear friend Erin, whom I've known since we were born, literally, like my mom breastfed her, like for real, that's not a joke. She totally did when her mom got food poisoning and she was a breastfed baby. So we share antibodies, like we've been friends since birth. She's allowed me to rent this tiny space in her home and shelter me, Biscuit, Lyric for the next few months until we move. So that's been a huge change, and it's felt like the biggest, like just taking the biggest dump of your life. Just letting go of all the shit that does not matter, and the things that don't bring you joy, the things that were just clutter or filling a void. Like none of it matters to me anymore. Like all that matters to me is just total utter peace, being out in nature and just detaching and slowing down. I don't want the hustle and bustle. I don't want parties. I don't want concerts. I don't want, restaurants, and I don't care about all that shopping and Targets, and I don't give a fuck about any of it at all anymore. Like all that I want to do is nourish my family, connect with my children, have a purpose and a sense that I'm contributing and giving back to the world in a way that I know that I should be, and just doing the things that bring me joy. Like I'm done living for other people's work and other people's things. It's time for my family and for me. I want to take you guys along with it because I want to show you the not so glamorous part. Canada might look beautiful and glamorous, and my mom has a beautiful property, but we're going to Canada so we can help her hold on to the property, and help upkeep it and just be surrounded by a much different pace of life. I also got rid of my car. My car was a 2016 and had complete total transmission failure. Fords are pieces of shit. Do not buy them, you guys. Driving down the street one day, total transmission failure. They tell me it's gonna cost $9,000 to fix. And I was like, forget this. I'm only on the island for like 3 more months. I'm not doing that. So I donated the car, and I am now driving Tutu's car. Tutu is our grandma, like Lyric's grandma's car, which is a 2003 Avalon held together by duct tape in some places, and I absolutely love this car. She's a beast. I call her like Blue Betty. She runs like a champ. She's consistent. There's no problems with her. I mean, I had to fix a couple little things with it, but it's just, she's a humble car, and she does everything she's supposed to do. She gets us from A to B. Her air conditioner works, the windows work. I do have to change the oil like every week because, or fill up the oil every week because there's a leak, and I have to fill up the power steering fluid, and the belt broke, so I had to fix that. So little things like that, but she's all that we need for the next few months, and I absolutely love her. She's not the prettiest to look at, but she is a beast. In order for me to be able to even afford this move to Canada, I had to get a job lined up in Canada already, so I transferred with the International Musicians League, which is the Island Kings is the Hawaii version, and so in Canada it's called the Supersonic Heart. So I'm doing the production and performing in Hawaii, as well as doing the production and the performing in Canada. So I basically already started doing both, like as of a month ago, and so that's really neat. I've already got a head start on that, and I have downsized every single thing in my home and in my living environment to get rid of all the things that don't matter. I am just ready. I'm absolutely ready. Like if you told me tomorrow I needed to leave, I'd be like, done. Go drop my things off at the dock and I'm out of here. I wanted to make this video before I just like all of a sudden showed up in Canada, because I want people to see that when you want to make big changes, like sometimes you have to make really big sacrifices. If you want things to be drastically different in your life and you want an entirely different way of life, it doesn't come without sacrifices, and it doesn't come without being willing to not be glamorous for a little while, and willing to not have fancy things, and detach from stuff, and figure out the things that actually really matter. And it's really scary. It is. It's actually kind of terrifying. Like, every time I think about us actually moving, I get a little scared. But there's also this like mutual excitement in the fear. And that's how I know that it's the right thing, is because I'm terrified, but I'm equally as excited as terrified. And that's where that magic happens, is between that dance between the two. It's going to be an amazing shift and an amazing change, and I cannot wait to show you guys this new space and this new chapter and everything that we're doing. And for now, we're just sitting here in our humble little 8x8 room and making the best of it. I'll give you guys like a little tour so you can see what's in here. But basically, like, all that I have in this room, we have our own refrigerator, because the refrigerator, they have a family of 4, and you can't fit everybody's, family of, that would be 6 of us plus dog food. So her food's like wet, goes in the fridge. So there's just no way all of our food would fit into one fridge. So I've got a mini wine fridge that I'm using as my like actual fridge. I've got a pantry, our pantry, which is like in drawers. I've got our fruit like up on top of it. I've got one bed that Lyric and I sleep in, our laundry, clothes, toiletries, anything that needs to be hung, and Biscuit's crate. She's getting adjusted to the crate because she's gonna have to go under the airplane, so she's getting warmed up to that. So I just leave it here for her to go in and out of. Our TV, Lyric's clothes, some books, some toys, and then my vanity slash computer area, which is a total mess, but it keeps everything. It's where I do my hair, where I do my makeup, where I do my skincare, where I do my computer work, where I do my editing. All of the things happen on this tiny little desk, and that's it. This is literally our entire thing. I keep almost nothing in the bathroom. I think I've got a toothbrush and toothpaste and some toiletries like in one little box in the bathroom, and I keep one knife and like 2 cups in the kitchen, and everything else is gotten rid of, and or packed up and being ready to be sent to Canada. As you guys know, I'm incredibly passionate about cooking. So what I did is I actually ended up packing up all of my kitchen stuff, and that's pretty much all I'm sending is like kitchen stuff and clothes, because everything else doesn't matter to me. Like my video equipment, my clothes, and well, not even all my clothes, some clothes. Those are the things like I'm actually emotionally attached to, that are for my business and things that I will need. So I'm not getting rid of all that stuff. Plus I spent a fortune on all of that stuff. So those are the things coming. And other than that, nothing else. So we've got about like 10 to 12 medium-sized boxes that are being shipped via DHX. And then after that, that's it. So stay tuned. So many more videos to come. I cannot wait to show you guys Canada, and also just the act of slowing down and figuring out what really matters. So stay tuned. Can't wait to share it with you guys. See you soon. I know. Such bad.
Biscuit, are you precious?